Jack. You're watching Lights Out TV.
This is Lights Out. I'm FAISAL Khan and I'm joined by Mervyn Turner, the matchmaker for Frank Warren. How you doing, Mervyn?
I'm good, thank you.
Right, 2019, massive year for Frank Warren, massive year for Queensbury Promotions. Lots going to happen in 2019, as we know. There's already been a few shows announced for 2019. Obviously, we've got the one in Leicester, and then obviously we've just heard a few days ago that there's going to be a show in Royal Albert Hall. Bit of information already on the Leicester show. It's going to be Sam Bowen versus Ronnie Clark. We understand Anthony Yard will be featuring on that show as well. Leon Woodstock Jr. as well. Just give us a bit of information about the show for Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah, it's great to go back to that venue. I mean, Frank's promoted there before, and it's fantastic to get back there. Bring back a few memories for me, that's for sure.
Obviously, talking about that show, we know that Daniel Dubois will feature on that show.
Yep.
Against Ravzan Kajanu.
Kajanu, yeah.
There's a scheduled fight for Brentwood towards the end of last year, but he pulled out and Kajanu fought Nathan Gorman.
Yep.
There's also talks about Billy Joe Saunders featuring on that show. Is there any truth in that, or is there anything you can tell us?
Gonna have to wait for that one.
Another, interesting topic in the boxing world at the moment is Tyson Fury and the Deontay Wilder's proposed rematch. Can you tell us where we are with the rematch? What's the latest update?
I think that's not really my department. That's Frank's department. I think he made a statement the other day. They're in negotiations, and WBC have called for purse bids. So. That's in Frank's bag, and I'm sure, with his track record, he pulled off the first one when no one thought he was going to. So I'm sure he'll come out on top on that, no problem.
Do you think, there's a chance that the rematch could go to purse bids, or do you expect Frank and Shelley Finkel to sort of thrash out?
I think Frank said in his interview he fully expects to come to an amicable solution on it.
We also obviously understand there's a lot of talks about Anthony Joshua. If the rematch can happen between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, do you expect the winner of that fight to take on Anthony Joshua after?
I don't expect anything with Anthony Joshua, because they've got to sit around the table with Frank, as he said, get around the table and do a deal.
And of course, you've got your own gym opening up down here on the opposite Wardown Park,
yep.
Old Bedford Road, New Bedford Road.
Yep.
Tell us a bit about the new gym that you've got opening up.
Yeah, well, it's just round the corner from our old one, from where we've started sort of 40 years ago, but it's now offering us a lot more. It's going to be a fantastic place for boxing at all levels, from amateur right through to professional. It's a great venue. You've got everything you need here. You've got all the cardio equipment, everything, so it's going to be a lot of classes for any young amateurs out there. There's a great amateur club here. You've got 3 really good coaches. On the professional side, you've got 2 really good professional coaches now. We've got 7 pros who train here on a regular basis. The gym will be open for a lot of pro sparring as well, because we're just off the motorway, and it's a great place to actually meet people from the south, people from the north. So we're doing a lot of that at the moment. So it's going to be a really good place. It's going to set Luton alight again in terms of boxing, and hopefully we're going to attract those new pros into us. And Luton has a long history of good professional boxers. So now they've got a place to come, and there is a real boxing gym.
So my apologies, Mervyn. I'm going to have to just take you slightly back before I ask you the last question. It's on Tyson Fury again. Obviously there's a lot of talks about him potentially fighting Anthony Joshua on April the 13th. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. We hope to see the rematch with Deontay Wilder, but if Tyson Fury can't agree a deal with Deontay Wilder and a fight with Anthony Joshua can't be made to perhaps the end of the year, is there any other names that you could be potentially looking at for Tyson Fury as his next opponent?
No, I can't really comment on that. Again, it's not my department. That's for Tyson and Frank to sort out. But personally, I can't see beyond Wilder and Fury rematch. I think people want to see that fight. It's a great fight. First one was a fantastic fight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to see the second one?
Yeah, I've obviously read that Frank Warren's asked for 3 judges that will. So he's asked for 3, 3 common judges, because obviously the scoring last time, especially from, I think it was the Mexican judge who had Wilder winning that fight.
If I was Tyson Fury or anything to do with Tyson Fury, I said another Mexican judge. But listen, Frank's a Hall of Fame promoter. He's been around the block so many times. He'll get it sorted.
Just give us a quick update on Shamrock Boxing.
There's no one works harder for his boxers than Frank Warren, let me tell you.
Totally understandable. Yeah, definitely. Just give us a quick update on Shamrock Boxing. Last time out in Bedford, I think it was October, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was October the last time out.
Wins for Lauren Parker, wins for Conor Wright, Mike Stevenson, Julian Wilson, and of course, Conor Wright, who's featured in Your Call a few weeks later.
Yeah, Conor wanted to get out twice before Christmas, so we got him out in October, and then we got him out again in Your Call in December. He'll be a star of the future. There's no doubt about it. Not rushing him. He's a young man. He's got like bags of time on his side. He'll be a real force at super welterweight. I keep saying like middleweight, but that's my age. That's super welterweight. We'll get him out another 6-0 now. We'll probably get him out another 5-6 times this year. So by the end of the year, I expect Conor to be fighting for something.
And of course, I forgot to mention as well, Mickey Mills, 3-0. There's some good prospects you've got coming up.
Listen, we've got some real good prospects, and there's some cracking prospects that I manage around the country that will be coming down on those shows as well. Mickey Mills is a great prospect. He's coming through. He's an entertaining fighter. He entertains the crowd. That's what he wants to do. He wants to make sure he puts a show on for the fans, so they come back and they buy the ticket the next time. And that's just his character. He's from the Cromlin Road area, I don't know whether you know, in Dublin. And that's where the National Stadium is in Ireland. And one of the things that we want to do is for him to box for a title in the National Stadium in Cromlin, where his family are from.
No, it'd be good. Definitely, like I mentioned, you've got some good prospects in the Shamrock Boxing Club stable of yours. After the last show, we spoke about what the plans are for these fighters. In 2019, out of the names I've just mentioned, can we expect any of them to perhaps be challenging for maybe a Southern area title, maybe an English title?
Absolutely. I mean, Conor will be challenging for Southern area English level by the end of the year. As I say, he's a young man, so we're not going to rush him. When he's ready, we'll put him in. But he'll certainly be challenging for titles. Mickey Mills will be challenging by the end of the year for a title. Julian Wilson, the cruiserweight, that's a division that's wide open. So I expect he had a great amateur career, so he's going to come through. Outside Michael Stevenson, Lauren Parker, at her weight, she'll be boxing at European level before very long. Unfortunately, it's a twin-edged sword, because whilst women boxing is exploding, there's still not many in a given division, and you can move very quickly. But the other edge of the sword, you've got to be there and ready. Got Shabazz Massoud, who is Great Britain's #1. He will have a big year this year.
Mazay Fazaldine as well, who you sort of look after.
That's right. Listen, the stable's good. We're bringing boys through, which is the main thing. We're signing new people. So I'm happy with how it's going, and with the new gym now, I think that will give us the platform for 2019, 2020 to really motor forward, and we'll have some champions back in Luton.
Let's get a few predictions, starting with tonight's big fight, Manny Pacquiao versus Adrian Broner. A lot of people think that Manny Pacquiao's at a certain age where he won't be able to fight at a world elite level anymore, but this is Manny Pacquiao. We're talking about a guy that's won multiple world titles in multiple divisions, and obviously Adrian Broner, who, when he's come up against a big test, has kind of failed to deliver. What's your predictions on tonight's fight?
I can't see past Pacquiao, unless the Pacquiao that turns up gets old overnight. I can't see past him. You know, this is a guy that had to put weights in his pocket to make minimum weight, and then went to become world champion at multiple weights. You know, so you can't go against him really in that fight. I think if he turns up and he's okay, he'll win the fight.
And of course, it was announced during last week, Amir Khan will travel to America to take on the welterweight champion of the world in Terence Crawford. Yep. Terence Crawford currently undefeated. Amir Khan, who's just got back into boxing, you know, with 2 wins. The first one against Phil Greco, second one wasn't as convincing against Samuel Vargas. Terence Crawford is regarded as one of the pound-for-pound kings in boxing right now. What chance do you give Amir going into that fight? Because Amir Khan's a fighter that's an exciting fighter and is a type of fighter that you never know what he can produce on the night.
Absolutely not. I think, yeah, Crawford is a big favourite. Big favourite. You can't blame Khan for not taking the Kell Brook fight. He's got his reasons for not taking it anyway. And obviously when the Crawford fight comes up, that's his perfect solution to dropping the Kell Brook fight. So, you know, he's going to have to produce something special to beat Crawford. I rate Crawford very, very highly.
And, you know, last question, we talk about the one of the fighters of 2018, you know, the man I like to call the machine in Josh Warrington, rounded up 2018 with a fantastic performance against, you know, the legendary Carl Frampton, won the world, you know. Sorry, just picking this back up. Josh Warrington, you know, defeated Lee Selby to win the world title and then put in a fantastic performance in Manchester against Carl Frampton. What's the next step for Josh Warrington?
Again, I think that's down to Frank to sort out where Josh goes. I think it was a great fight. I mean, what a fight! You know, that's BT. I think made it fight of the year.
Yeah.
I think everybody will make it fight of the year. I think Josh was unbelievable. I mean, I rate Carl Frampton very, very highly, but I spoke to the referee afterwards actually, and that's often, you know, you're a really good guide. And he said, I just want half an hour to take it all in. But he said, at the moment the final bell went, his first thought was that was probably the best boxing match. Not that he's ever been involved in, but he's ever seen. Yeah. And it was a phenomenal fight.
It was a phenomenal fight from the first minute to the last, and, you know, credit to Carl Frampton who played his part.
I think Josh has come alive since Josh got a belt. You know, he's added something to his game. He's come alive. He's fantastic. You know, it's been great.
Do you expect Josh Warrington's next opponent to be Kid Galahad, who is mandatory for Josh Warrington's title?
He is mandatory. Whether that happens or whether another fight happens, I really don't know. That's something that will come out in the wash over the next few weeks. I'm sure his team will sit down and Sean will sit down and sort out where they want to go.
Okay, excellent. Right, Mervyn, thank you very much.
A big shout out to this man here that's just come in, a very good friend of mine. Come around here. Mr. Asghar Tahir.
Welcome down to Luton. Top man, Shamrock Promotions, Shamrock Boxing, opened his new gym in Luton. Some serious talent out there. Listen, here's the man that made it all happen, Mervyn Turner.
Before we end the interview, I understand you've done
I'll let him take the seat.
You understand?
Oh man, I took the big man's share. Come on, this is great. Come on, let's fire away.
You've done a bit of work with Tyson Fury.
Yeah, the big 6'9" lineal champion.
Just explain to what your role is with Tyson Fury.
I'm the guy that just makes his cup of tea, you know. He goes, I want a cup of tea, Tyson, here. And Ben says, I need this here. I'm the guy that's just there. I'm like old furniture, you know. People beat me, use me, do whatever they want. But listen, let's talk about the fight. The fight with Wilder. The whole world seen who really won. But April is happening again, so Wilder Fury 2. Let's hope it's in England, but most likely Las Vegas. Listen, you've all seen what real heart's about. You've all seen what, you know, when people talk the talk, Tyson walk the walk. You hit him down, you best make sure he gets back up. He stays down. Because if he gets back up, you are effed. I don't want to swear on you.
No, that's fine, don't worry about it.
But listen, I'm glad that everybody now believes who number one is. AJ is a great boxer, well protected, I think, but we ain't going to know it till it happens. So it's up to them lot to make it happen. As far as we're concerned, we're still sailing. We're going for Wilder, whoever wants it. There's only one king out there, that's Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury don't need them, they need Tyson Fury. Tyson went to the Lion's Den in Germany with Klitschko, did what he did. He went to LA, did what he did. I don't see the others trying to follow suit. And Dillian Whyte, if you're ever listening, come join the Frank Warren team. It's the place to be. Hey, I can only speak the truth.
What do you make of, you know, Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua claiming that Tyson Fury doesn't deserve a 50-50 split? If he
Well, he's a business manager. He's going to obviously say, oh, I think my boxer deserves more. But listen, the truth be told, who is the champion? Who is the man that beat the man? Who is the lineal champion? Tyson Fury. There's boxers out there that know boxing. There's those that don't know boxing. So at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 fight. If they want it, make it happen. If they don't, just be honest about it. I understand you're a businessman. You want to make the most for your fighter. But should Tyson beat, well, when he does beat Wilder again, it's got to be a 50-50. But remember, Tyson Fury don't need AJ, AJ needs Tyson. It is that simple. So if you want it, make it happen. If you don't, Tyson's still number one, still the lineal champion, and soon to be WBC champion. It is what it is.
What did you make of, do you think there's any truth that they've offered, that Tyson Fury was offered to fight with Anthony Joshua?
No, he was obviously offered something, but it was a ridiculous offer. And in Eddie Hearn's own words, you know, he didn't ask for a split, he asked for a set amount. But the point was, you knew you made a ridiculous offer. If you really wanted to fight, you'd say, Tyson, what do you want to make this fight happen? But when you offer silly pennies, it ain't going to happen. It's like with Dillian Whyte, you offered him silly pennies. That's why the fight didn't happen. If you're serious, make a serious offer. If you're not, just carry on with your pantomime, because we're doing what we're doing, you're doing what you're doing, and people, like they said, in front of 80,000 people, they were booing Eddie Hearns, weren't they? His own crowd were booing him. As a promoter, that's humiliating. But it is what it is. Listen, I'm all for Frank. It's all about Frank Warren, giving us the best shows out there, giving us Warrington, giving us, you know, Warrington, Frampton, giving us Warrington and Selby, giving us Tyson and Wilder. What more can Frank Warren do? And it's like, even with Billy Joe Saunders, look how they treated him and taking the belt off him to give it to Andrade, something like that. What a comedy. Now listen, Billy Joe Saunders is in my eyes a champion, like Tyson Fury. Until beaten, then you can call yourself a champion. When you're gifted the belt, it's like getting a Kinder Egg surprise and getting the belt out of that. Waste of time, embarrassing. But like I said, Eddie Hearns is doing what he's doing as a businessman for his boxer, and Frank Warren's doing what he's doing for his man. So,
as you mentioned, you know, you sort of sent a come and get us plea to Dillian Whyte, who's...
It's not a plea, it's what I personally think. Because as a promoter, you've got Anthony Joshua, who holds the belts that Wilder is number one on both of them. No, not the WBC, sorry, on the WBO, I think. Now, surely you can make that happen, and surely Dillian Whyte deserves that chance. But how can you bypass or throw so much obstacles at him? You've got to take your hat off to Dillian Whyte. He's proven himself, for me, a warrior, proven himself, deserves a title shot, and why they didn't get him now, it's obvious, because they're protecting the golden goose. End of.
If Dillian Whyte was to sign with Frank Warren, you know, would the next move be, if he is a Frank Warren fighter, to fight the winner of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, perhaps in the summer of 2019?
No, give him what he deserves, a shot at the world title. Tyson's busy with Wilder, AJ's there, and I'm sure Frank Warren will push for that title. He'll make some noise, and he'll make more money with Frank Warren. He's got BT Sports behind him, he's got big backers behind him. You want to make money, you want a world title fight, Frank Warren's the man to go to. It is that simple.
Last question. Do you think right now Dillian Whyte would beat Anthony Joshua if the fight was to happen on April 13th?
That's the beauty of it. We just don't know. Make it happen. Sign with Frank. I'm sure he'll try and make it happen. It is that simple.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to catching up with you. Thank you very much.